Hey guys, this is just a quick review of my new 2013 Giant XTC Composite 2901 model. Not to be confused with the 3, which is also composite, but just has lower spec components, or the 2, which I believe is aluminum, or the 0, which is all carbon fiber, but way out of my price range. So, I figured I would talk to you guys about this for a little bit. I got this bike about a month ago, so I've had a few rides on it. I think I've taken it out about 4 or 5 times, so I've got to kind of digest how the bike rides and how it responds and handles and all that stuff. Alright, I guess I'll talk about some of the components here. Shimano XT rear derailleur, which is it's a really nice rear derailleur. It's really snappy. It shifts very, very rapidly. I don't think anybody's had any issues with this rear derailleur. It's a good rear derailleur. 2x10 drivetrain, which is pretty much the industry norm now. Used to be 3x9, but everybody's going to 2x10 right now, and it gets rid of redundant gears and makes it a little lighter, and it gives you a little more clearance too at the bottom. My bike has a RockShox Recon 100mm of travel, lock fully. It can lock out to make it fully rigid if you want to do that. Most of these XTC ones come with a Fox float front suspension, 100mm. I'm not sure why mine didn't come with that, but it works fine for me. I like the way it responds and the way it rebounds. So, Shimano SLX brakes. These are amazing brakes, the best brakes I've ever had. They give you a lot of confidence coming in the corners, and really give you the confidence to go extra fast in areas that you normally would be scared because you're going too fast. This bike has kind of low-end wheels, and that's so they could give you a full carbon fiber bike at this price range. They can't give you the top spec components with everything. I forget how much these weigh, but they're kind of a heavier wheel. Same with the rear cassette. It's a pretty heavy rear cassette. All this stuff you can upgrade. It's just money, of course. Eventually, I do plan on getting new wheels and getting some fatter tires. These are 2.1s, 2.1 inches wide. There's my cat Willie. Hi, Willie. These are they're really narrow, like I said, and they tend to cut into soft dirt, and they don't kind of float over softer dirt like my stump jumper does, which has a lot beefier tires. So I'm going to do that and switch over to tubeless eventually. One thing I don't really like much is the seat. The seat's very uncomfortable for long rides. That's probably going to be my first upgrade, actually. One thing that I'm having, a tough time getting used to with a fully rigid cross-country bike is not having adjustable seat posts. I mean, this is a carbon fiber bike, so you can't really put a quick release lever on it. I'm sure that would void any sort of warranty. And everything's torqued to spec on these carbon fiber bikes too. I am debating eventually getting a dropper post for this bike. I mean, normally you wouldn't get a dropper post on a cross-country bike, but some of the trails that are out where I live in Wyoming can be pretty gnarly, and I like to ride somewhat technical trails, so I might do that in the future. We'll see. I still have platforms on it just because the bike's so new. I eventually want to get clipless pedals, but we'll see. As far as how the bike rides, riding a full hardtail like this it's really fun. They're really responsive. My first mountain bike ever was a hardtail, but it was nothing like this. I mean, this carbon fiber is very stiff. It seems like all the energy you put into cranking the pedals down just comes out of the rear really in a powerful way that I'm not used to with a full suspension bike. And because of that, this bike climbs amazing. I mean, this bike feels so natural to get up out of the saddle and climb standing up in this bike. It's something I've never really done before. But, you know, since it is a hardtail, you can really power up those hills. Descending, you know, it's a 29er, so it'll roll a little better. It's got kind of a steep head tube angle, so you don't want to get too gnarly on this bike. I mean, you can, it's up to you, but you might be going over the bars a few times. Because it has a steep head tube angle, it handles really well. It handles just as well as any 26er I've ever ridden. And that might be, you know, because the 26s of past that I've ridden have been like a stump jumper with more of a slack head tube angle, so it feels, you know, it feels more nimble than that actually. So. But yeah, that is the Giant XTC Composite 1 29er. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment box below, and I'll try to get back to you. Thanks.